rigorously and in great detail covering the Judge Kavanaugh versus Dr. Christine Blasey Ford debacle, fracas, analysis, investigation, exoneration, and voting, you name it. I've been very happy to do so because a lot of philosophical implications in those entire series of hearings and everything. But I will tell you frankly, my friends, it has come at a little bit of a cost. So let me tell you what's been going on. I don't often lift the curtain to show you what goes on when I'm facing the trolls rather than facing the camera, but I will tell you because it's important. So in the middle of this week, boom, we got repeated denial of service attacks on a number of websites, the freedomainradio.com main website, the FDR podcast, which is where you get a hold, of course, of the podcast and so on. We got hit with bring down the server denial of service attacks. Is it coincidental that I just happen to be covering all of the Supreme Court nomination stuff at the same time? I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I think not. Also wanted to mention something kind of important. Denial of service attacks are not an argument, my friends. I know it's tempting when you're facing reason and evidence and you want to push back and you're enraged and you're angry, frustrated, feeling futile, but it is not an argument to silence a website because you cannot respond to the arguments being made therein. So that has been happening, and it's costing some money, and I've got a crick in my neck from tech support, but we have enlisted the aid of an outside third-party agency to attempt to tamp down and control these denial of service attacks because they just kept on going, and it was not good, it was not fun, but I'm still happy I covered all of these hearings. So that's number one. Number two, our good friends at YouTube, well, they have found some of my videos to be somewhat wanting. The first, of course, my most popular video published over 8 years ago, called The Story of Your Enslavement, has been hit with an age restriction as of this week again. Just like coming back from a successful tour of Australia and New Zealand, when I got hit with a bunch of other YouTube stuff, this one is an age restriction on my most popular video. And that is a challenge because it doesn't show up much in searches. You have to be logged in to view it. And it is a way, again, of trying to tamp down what it is that I am doing. So I have appealed that. And I'm sure that Team YouTube will review it and say, gosh, this is a very powerful expose of human society. I think it's fine. The second, a little bit even more incomprehensible, is I did a video recently, a long, scholarly, well-sourced detail analysis of the Swedish political landscape called The Truth About Sweden. And that has been put into a limited state. Why? Because it seems Sweden is an unlimited state. What is it called? The North Korea of Northern Europe? Why? It is a reasonable, detailed, well-sourced, well-documented philosophical analysis of current events and political trends within Sweden. Why on earth would it be put into a limited state? It makes no sense whatsoever. But again, I put in the appeal, and I'm sure that they will have a look and they will grind through it and they'll say, yeah, well, okay, there's nothing wrong with this one and it will be fine. But again, these kinds of hits are coming from all sides because that is what is going on at the moment in this grim battle for the future of the West. So I just wanted to let you guys know all the kinds of excitements that are going on for me at Freedomain Radio. So I've got an ask and I have an offer. Well, not an offer, like a generous thing that I'm doing. I think it's generous. I hope you'll agree. The ask, of course, is yes, it's expensive and yes, it's time consuming to deal with all of these issues. If you could help out the show, as always, let's turn a negative into a positive. freedomainradio.com/donate. freedomainradio.com/donate. We know that this show is at the forefront of bringing reason and evidence to the masses, that for over 12 years with over, I guess, 600 million views and downloads, close to 900,000 subscribers, this show is a well-lit geyser of reason and evidence that blows philosophy into the stratosphere and has it rain down flares into a darkened world so people can find their way to higher ground. It has been that way from the beginning. It continues to be that way. These attacks, these problems, these pushbacks will not stop me. In fact, they tell me where to go and that I'm doing the right thing as I stand here. So I hope that you will stand with me if you can help out the show. These additional costs and so on are a challenge. freedomainradio.com/donate. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all of your help and support. And you know what? With these kinds of attacks, let's just turn it. There's an old argument about the devil. This comes from C.S. Lewis's The Screw Tape Letters. The devil will tempt you with a sin, and you can turn that sin into increased resolution to virtue. So if he tempts you to gluttony, then be more austere. If he tempts you to greed, be more generous. And that is a way of turning a negative into a positive. We can perform that miraculous alchemy together as a community. So like, subscribe, and share even more. This show, philosophy as a whole, the arguments therein, bring more reason and evidence to people as a result of these attacks and underminings, and we turn a negative into a positive. So freedomainradio.com/donate. Now, here's what I want to offer, or I'm going to offer. I have written a book. My favorite of all. I love all my books. They're all my children, but this is my favorite of my books so far, and it is called Essential Philosophy. And what I've done is I've taken 30, is it 34? Oh, it's a long time. Been a long. Anyway, I have taken my essential arguments regarding philosophy that I have pondered and debated and dwelt on and interviewed and had expositions internally scrolling across my brain. My brain basically, the beginning of Star Wars where that text scrolls into infinity, that's kind of my brain all the time with philosophy. So I've taken all the philosophical arguments that I have analyzed and developed from the age of 16 onwards to now 52, and I have accordion compressed them into, I guess this is an audiobook, is a little over 7 hours, and it's a fairly compact book. And it covers all the basics and the most important questions of philosophy. Is reality real? Are we living in a simulation? How do we validate the senses? How do we validate reason itself? What is the purpose of empiricism? How do we defend free will and oppose determinism? How do we develop secular ethics? What is the good life? Like, all of the stuff, I have really worked hard to keep it concise, compact, and powerful. And I am so incredibly and immeasurably grateful. You'll never know just how much I love you. You'll never know just how amazingly and deeply and powerfully grateful I am to you for watching and for listening for these years, for supporting, for donating, for sharing philosophy in the world. I am incredibly honored to be at the center of this world-changing conversation, and I am so grateful to you guys. I know it can be tough. It can be tough in your personal life. It can be tough in your academic life. It can be tough in your professional life. It is tough to carry the weight of philosophy and use it to break open a doorway to a brighter future for mankind. It is tough, and I am so incredibly grateful for the opportunity to do what it is that I do, that I'm just giving this book away. For free. Oh, no, here we go. I know there's no such thing as free. Let's just say that it's free to you. So it's almost done. I enlisted a Grammy award-winning sound engineer to make sure that the audiobook is as good as possible. I actually read it as a book straight into the camera, like a teleprompter, so that you get the eye contact. It's got Socratic dialogues in at the end as well, typical arguments in a wide variety of areas. So I'm very, very happy with the book. I think it's going to do a lot of good, and I'm so grateful for everything that's happened regarding this show that I'm just going to hand it out like candy, give it to you for free, and I hope that you will enjoy it. I hope you will find it enlightening and stimulating. I hope you will share it around so that people can be introduced to the glories and beauty of philosophy in, I think, a relatively easily digestible format. And I'm very happy with the book. It's called Essential Philosophy. It will be out very, very shortly. And I thank you, everyone, so much for giving me the opportunity to do what it is that I do. So yes, we're being attacked. Yes, we can fight back. Yes, we can turn it into more of a positive. And yes, it means that we are strong and the enemy is impotent. Denial of service attacks, reporting YouTube videos, these are not arguments. These are confessions of impotence, and it only strengthens my resolve. How about you?